Hey toy fans, I'm D21Beast and welcome to day 5 of my 13 days of Halloween video review series. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about or the contest I'm running, definitely check the link in the description below this video for more information. But what we have here is Marvel Legends Infinite Series Black Cat, released by Hasbro in 2014, and she was part of the Spider-Man Wave of Legends that was released earlier this year. Now I'm sorry I don't have the box for this figure, guys. I actually picked up Black Cat before I started doing video reviews, so I have everything else for the figure, I just don't have the box to show off for you. And if you're not familiar with who Black Cat is, she is a character who was created by Mark Wolfman and Keith Pollard, and originally appeared in the Amazing Spider-Man number 194. Now, legendary comic book artist Dave Cockrum actually designed the look that has become standard for Black Cat. And Black Cat herself is a character who's known to be a villain and a hero, depending on the situation. Black Cat's one of those comic book characters that will gladly team up with Spider-Man, but if the opportunity arises, she has no qualms about making off with riches when no one's looking. Well, that's the basic info for this character, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at the paintwork and sculpting for this Black Cat. As we take a look at the sculpting on this Black Cat figure, what you're immediately going to notice is that she's got quite the hairpiece on her, which is really nice. This hairpiece does kind of limit the articulation of the Black Cat figure, but it's got some excellent sculpt work in here, and I like the way that the blue is kind of filled in the cracks. I mean, it just adds a lot of definition to this head sculpt, and I really appreciate that. You'll also see that she does have her mask here that's been sculpted to her face, and it has been painted black. She's got some green paint on the eyes, and she does have some red paint on her lips. As you come down the figure, you'll see that she does have a choker sculpted on the figure here with a little emblem or a little token hanging from the choker. And as we come down, we can see that there is fur that's been sculpted around the bodice of the figure, and it has that same sort of blue in the inset there, which is really nice. And as we look down the rest of the figure, we see that same sort of paintwork and sculpting detail done for the cuffs of the gloves. She does have some claws that have actually been sculpted onto the end of her gloves, which is really nice. And then she's got that same sort of sculpting for the fur and the paintwork there on the boots as well, and her foot ends in a heel. This figure is pretty simple as far as paintwork is concerned. We have this just solid black bodysuit with a nice sort of reflective or shiny plastic, which is perfect for the sort of outfit that Black Cat typically wears. And then we just have sort of the flat white on the back of her hands and on her forearms and even here on the shins. So a little bit of minimalist paintwork there, but it's all done very well, and Black Cat looks exactly like she's supposed to. So Hasbro definitely did a good job there. Black Cat comes with the two items that you see here. The first one is this Build-A-Figure Green Goblin torso piece. Now there is an arm attached. She didn't actually come with that, it's just I've already attached it to my torso piece. But this upper torso of Ultimate Green Goblin, this lower torso, and the ball joints for the hips, this came with the Black Cat figure, and this is another piece that we need to complete the Ultimate Green Goblin figure. And be on the lookout, guys, there will be a review of this Ultimate Green Goblin coming up very soon, I promise. As for the other thing that Black Cat comes with, we do have this whip accessory. And I'm a bit mixed on this whip accessory. I've read several Spider-Man comics, and maybe I've just not missed a classic run or something, but I don't really think of Black Cat as a character who carries a whip. That's more of a Catwoman feature, if you ask me. But I guess it's cool that she came with this. It is kind of stuck in this sort of S position, which kind of limits the way you can pose this item. And as far as the Black Cat figure itself, she's only got one hand that's designed to hold the whip. Now, she does have soft enough fingers that you can go ahead and get the whip in there. And she just is easily enough, I guess, posed with this, but it's always going to be in that sort of S shape. But overall, I'm not a big fan of that whip accessory, and I never actually posed my Black Cat with that whip. Moving on to articulation, we can see that this Black Cat figure does have a head that rotates left and right. Now, it is on a ball joint, so it may come off, but it does pop back on pretty easily. Her head only looks down about that far, does not look up very far because of that hair sculpt. Now, she does have a shoulder joint that allows her arm to rotate all the way around, as well as move out from the body that far, and only up about that far. She's got a single jointed elbow that bends down that far and unnaturally back that far. It does have a full rotation at the elbow as well. She's got a full rotation at the wrist, and an interesting sort of joint that instead of being on the top and the bottom of the hand, the joint is actually on the side, so her hand moves sideways that far and moves down that far. It's a little bit hindered because of the thumb sculpt, but that articulation is carried over to the other side. Now, she doesn't have any sort of waist articulation, but she does have this diaphragm joint that allows her body to rock all the way around up top, and bends forward about that far and back about that far. She's got a hip joint that allows her leg to move forward that far and only move back just a little bit past standing position, and the hip doesn't allow the leg to move out to the side very far. She does have an upper thigh swivel that allows her leg to move all the way around, a double jointed knee that collapses pretty nicely, and then we come down to the ankle that can move up that far, back that far, and has that awesome Hasbro ankle pivot. So overall, a great range of motion on this figure. Thanks to those heels, you can see that Black Cat does stand at just about 6.5 inches tall. For some size comparison, here we have Black Cat compared to the Superior Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, the Electro, the Boomerang, and the Carnage figure, all from this same wave. And finally, here she is compared to Marvel Legends Infinite Series Wolverine. Alright toy fans, well that's my review of the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Spider-Man Wave Black Cat figure released by Hasbro in 2014. And overall, this is a really great Marvel Legends figure. More importantly, this is a continued sign that Hasbro finally understands how to make a female body sculpt for a Marvel Legends figure. As you know, in the past, both Toy Biz and Hasbro have had trouble with the female body sculpt. We even got a Black Cat from Toy Biz in the mid-2000s that wasn't really that great. Sorry I don't have that figure for comparison. But starting first with the Moonstone figure, now with this Black Cat figure, it seems like Hasbro finally understands how to make a female figure that doesn't look rail thin or have just really strange proportions. So hopefully they continue to use Black Cat's body mold moving forward for other future female superheroes. I think we're already going to be getting it with an upcoming Ms. Marvel figure, so they're definitely on the right track. But if you're just looking for a good Black Cat figure, this is definitely one you want to head after. And of course, Black Cat is an essential member of Spider-Man's allies, and even sometimes his rogue gallery, so this is definitely a figure you want to pick up. Well, that's my review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure to rate, share, and subscribe. Also, if you're not familiar with the contest I'm running for 13 Days of Halloween, definitely be sure to check the link in the description below this video to the vlog where I explain what's going on. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.